Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Let's Max Warframe. So, another melee video, eh? I've done quite a few of those recently. Well, we've got a new melee weapon by the name of the Caustacyst. It's a new entry into the Scythe class of weapons. However, on the bright side, it's another one with an interesting mechanic. So much so that I actually stopped work on the Neja video to work on this one. But how does it stack up in terms of stats compared to the others? Well, it's got a base damage of 75, all of it coming in the form of corrosive, making it extremely good against the heavily armoured units as well as the infested. And it actually makes it the hardest hitting scythe out of all of them. However, unlike other scythes that are crit based, the Caustacyst only comes with a crit chance of 5% and a 2x multiplier, really not making a crit build viable on here at all. What is very viable though is a status build. Since with 30% base status chance you can get Weeping Wounds on here, you can get up to 100% proc chance ridiculously easy. Even more so if you stick a single dual stat mod on there. That lack of crit does hurt it going into higher level content, since Blood Rush and Body Count weapons just demolish status or pure elemental weapons at those higher levels and generally just scale better. Or does it? Actually, in this case, no, not at all. And that is down to the unique mechanic of this weapon. When you do a charge attack with this thing, it will throw out a disc of pure acid with a high chance to proc status, depending on how you mod the weapon. But also a guaranteed slash proc. At the same time, it will leave a pool of acid on the floor, deals damage over time, and opens enemies up that walk into it. It opens them all up to finishes, which will guarantee you stealth damage. Now this takes the weapon to the next level, and I'm going to go a lot more into the details of that after we check out how we're actually going to build it. Now the first build is pretty much your standard, it's kind of your cookie cutter status build to be honest. Added 2 Former to the weapon, both of which were V polarities. For this build we're going to go with Prime Pressure Point, Prime Fury, Prime Reach. Prime Reach doesn't affect the charge attack, but it does affect the reach of the weapon itself. Then we got Weeping Wounds and Body Count for more status when we build that combo counter up. Then we got 2 90% elementals, and I went for a single dual stat on here. It just means that if I do lose my combo, it takes way less time to get back to 100% once again. This is personal preference, however, you could put a third former on here and go with another 90% mod. The second build, however, this is for me where the weapon really shines. Now, I'll warn you, this build looks dumb and it will make sense eventually. We have Prime Pressure Point on here, Prime Fury, Spoiled Strike, which is a mod I don't use very often. We've got Finishing Touch on there for more finisher damage, Body Count, and then Killing Blow. Wait, what? Channeling mods on here? What crazy voodoo stuff are you pulling here, Headshot? All will become apparent. And then 2 elemental mods. I went with both dual stats to get as much status as I could, and it's important here to go for viral. Now, I know, right, it looks like a bloody awful build that makes 0 sense. However, this is the thing. The slash proc from the weapon and how slash interacts with things. If you checked out my Melee Explained video, I talked about slash and crits, but more importantly how slash procs deals true damage. It ignores armor, and that's the whole deal behind this build. Slash procs are affected by base damage of the weapon as well as crits, but since this doesn't crit very often at all, that's not really relevant. So what we need here is mods that affect base damage only, and that's where not only Spoiled Strike comes in, but also Killing Blow. All of these increase further the base damage and of course slash procs. But add to that the synergy between all of this, you've got the viral procs to knock their health down, so they've got less health to actually bleed away at. Then you've got the stealth damage multiplier, further increasing the damage done. And then use mods like Radiant Finish, Savage Silence, and holy crap, this thing is incredibly ridiculous. Now you have armor ignoring slash procs, given stealth multipliers from the goo on the floor, and then multiplied by Warframe mods. And now you have a melee weapon that can one-shot level 140 heavy gunners. The Caustacyst is an incredible example of where mechanics can cause a weapon to be able to compete at that highest level. Compete with those Blood Rush body count builds that have dominated the top of the melee tree for so long. The weapon itself actually does a decent amount of damage normally, and while in the footage you can see me using, you actually see me slaughtering those 140 corrupted heavy gunners, that has corrupt charge on there instead of body count, because in a normal situation you're going to have time to build up your combo counter, further increasing the damage, but you can't really do that in the simulacrum. If I had a 2x multiplier on my combo counter rather than corrupt charge, they would have died even quicker than what I showed. And that second build, it works, even that works really well as just a straight up melee weapon. This melee weapon is incredible, either built to spam that charge attack and kill everything pretty much forever, or built as a traditional melee. It's one of the top weapons in the game without a doubt. But not only that, it looks incredible. It's one of the best looking melees in my opinion. But it's even better than that. I can enjoy a melee weapon without having to build it for crit for once. Only thing personally I would like to see in the future is a mod to increase charge attack speed and reduce the time it takes to do the charge attacks, because while this weapon is incredible, you still have the downside of it being tied to charge attacks, which if you're on a team, they simply take too long to do, by which point your team has already mowed down everything you want to use the charge on. But that is the only downside of a truly fantastic weapon. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Unfortunately, Nezha video got delayed because I felt it would be best to get this one out to you first. I got so into this that I just completely got distracted from the Nezha video and I wanted to make this. Nezha will be coming very, very soon. It's probably going to be tomorrow now. I have a recording session tonight as well, so it might not get done today. As always though, many thanks for watching. Feel free to hit that like button to subscribe if you like my content, and I shall see you in the next video.